Everybody, it's Trigger Bar Philosopher. Welcome back out to the range. Today we have a fun episode. We're going to be doing a versus video. We're going to be doing two double action, single action, very popular sidearms. We're going to be taking a look at the Beretta 92 Compact versus the CZ P-01. Let's get to shooting. All right, so let's take a look at what we have on tap for today. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 92G Elite from Langdon Tactical. It's all been done up by them. It's got a Holosun red dot on top. It's a 15 round capacity magazine, compact version of the 92, versus the CZ P-01, which is the compact version of the CZ75. And it also has a Holosun dot, though not an enclosed one. And it has been all done up by Cajun Gun Works. So we're going to be doing the two. We are going to be comparing. The one has a light, the other one doesn't have a light. We're going to be taking a look at accuracy. We're going to be taking a look at recoil, and we're going to see how they feel and how they shoot. I want everybody to let me know in the comments below. Let the CZ versus Beretta debate begin. So both of these guns are single action, double action pistols. What does that mean? It means that both of these guns, when you cock the slide, and you can tell there is nothing in here, and I just removed everything from the chamber, but when you cock the slide and you pull the trigger, it's a very crisp, very short single action trigger. When the hammer is down, it's in double action mode, and it's a very long, hard pull in double action. So you look at the CZ75 in the short, or in the cock position, very short, very crisp single action trigger, and then very long, very stiff double action trigger as it resets the hammer. Lots of pros and cons about double action, single action. Certainly one of the pros is that, unlike a striker fired pistol, when you get a light primer strike, you can just keep pulling that trigger to your heart's content until you get ignition. Often what I found with hammer fired guns is they often have just a little bit harder hammer spring and gets a little bit more reliable ignition on those primers. What are the two differences between these guns? Both of these guns have very light slides. You can tell this is a slide that's about this thick versus a slide that's about that thick. A very sharp contrast in terms of the thicknesses of the slide. However, what the Beretta 92 has done is cut out most of the slide. So in terms of reciprocating mass, it's a very lightweight slide going back, reducing recoil. With the CZ75, it has internal rail systems, so the rails are inside the frame of the gun, and it also has a very light slide, but it also helps reduce recoil. What I will say, though, is that one of the challenges that I have in shooting the CZ guns, and this is my sort of complaint, it's hard for me to get my fingers in just the right spot. It's a much shallower, narrow place in order to be racking this firearm when you're racking your slide. And so I like pulling on the Beretta just a little bit better. Other people don't like it because when they come over the top, they burn their hands on the barrel sometimes. And so that's, different pros and cons, different strokes for different folks. We're going to take it out today, and we're going to see which one of these, if there's some type of anecdotal, some type of objective, or even subjective reasons why you might like one or the other. Okay, for better or nothing, we're going to stand 7 yards down range, and we're going to shoot about 5 rounds into the target with each of these pistols. All right, that's what you get with the Beretta. Next up, we're going to do with the CZ. Okay, we're standing about 7 yards. Get the CZ P-01. We'll see how we do with that. Okay, seems to be about a tie. Doesn't seem to be dependent on either one of these pistols. So let's see what these do in terms of recoil and see if we can't capture that. I know the CZ P-01 has a cheat on it, but that can be also instructional in terms of what a flashlight does for helping reduce recoil. Okay, we're just going to be doing a comparison between the two guns and looking at how much the gun rises after I shoot it. Again, this is highly contingent on how well I can control and hold a handgun. So let's take a look first at the CZ P-01. We're going to do two tests, and on the first test we got 23 degrees. Now remember that the CZ P-01 does have that Streamlight TLR7A on it. So that provides a little bit more weight, but with that first one we got around 23 degrees, and with the second one we're going to get around I'm going to say 19 degrees. And you know, this is not super accurate. It's, I would say, for sure plus or minus a couple of degrees, and so, you know, we just do the best that we can. So now let's go ahead and compare it now with the Beretta. And we get about the same, maybe just a little bit more muzzle flip when we look at the Beretta. I think there's probably not enough of a difference between these two to make a difference. We're getting very similar, maybe just a little bit more, but the other one had a flashlight on it. And so again, it might be something to consider, is how much, does a flashlight adding to it. Now this is a lightweight flashlight, so if you add more of a Surefire X300 or something like that on front, you know, it might have enough weight that it holds the end of the gun barrel just down a little bit more. And so again, the second test we got 22 degrees, so 24, 22, and then 23 and 19, comparing the two handguns. Not a whole terrible amount of difference between the two. Then to finish it off, we're just going to be shooting both of these pistols about 15 yards at this hostage target. Let's see how we can do and see if we can feel anything different. All right, it's a very smooth shooting gun. These two guns are both excellent. I don't think I'm going to be able to tell a difference. But let's go get the Beretta. Hostage target at 15 yards, see what we can do. Ooh. Yeah, again, both very smooth. I think there's a little, it's odd, there's a little bit of smoothness to the Beretta that I don't quite have with the CZ. Maybe that'll come with more shooting with the CZ, and it came with the polishing that comes from the Langdon Tactical, but is just a smoothness. And on that trigger reset is so short and so crisp. I wasn't quite getting it, and I'm still learning it. All right, so let's do a summary and see what our takeaways are from today. We're going to see if we can finish this video up before we get blown away and all my equipment is destroyed. All right, so I think you can't go wrong with the CZ P-01 or the Beretta 92 from Langdon Tactical. The one is from Cajun Gun Works and the one is from Langdon Tactical. I think both of these are fine pistols. Both of them were worked over really well. I will say that I do think that the trigger, and I don't know if it's contributed to the operating system of the Beretta or if it's the work that Langdon does versus Cajun Gun Works, but I think the trigger job on the Beretta 92 is just better. And maybe that's a preference that I've had for a while, but the reset is shorter, the reset is crisper, you don't have as long and much travel take up. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about these two pistols. Are you a CZ fanboy? Are you a Beretta fanboy? Let me know what you guys think. Please put your comments below. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Everyone have a great week, and let's get to shooting. .92 compact from Langdon Tactical.